Hello, Brick Sculptors, and welcome back to Brick Sculpt. This is Chris, and today we have an exciting new video of Help Me Brick Sculpt. I received an email from Tanja, and Tanja said, "My name is Tanja, and I am living in Germany. I am a regular watcher of your Brick Sculpt YouTube videos, and I do really enjoy them. Thank you, Tanja. Being a brick nerd myself, I found your videos, mainly those about interior furniture and all sorts of flowers, very inspiring, and have to admit that I've already copied some of them for my own creations. That's totally okay. I do this so you can copy them, and thank you. So please keep doing that kind of videos. Don't worry, I'll do just that. I also saw that you have a section called Help Me Brick Sculpt, and this is why I am writing to you. For a few months now, I've been building my own house on a scale of 1 to 50 using bricks. It works really well, including some challenges. Sounds pretty cool. One of them is our attic, or the entrance with the staircase to it. We have a folding attic staircase. As an example, I have included 2 pictures of such a staircase. The ceiling of the attic is 46 studs by 40 and a bay window. As you can see, I used the trapdoor parts 92099 and 92107 to create the entrance. That's working pretty well, but when it comes to the stairs, I'm lost. I'd like to create a folding staircase like the original, but have no idea how to do it. I tried with hinges, arms for battle droids, part 30377, but nothing is working. At the moment, I added a very simple staircase, only 2x2 plates with round tiles in the bottom, and tile modified 1x1 with clip, part 93794, to move it up and down, as you can see. But it's far too short. You cannot reach the ground floor, which is 7 bricks below the ceiling and not folding. Do you have any idea how to create such a small folding staircase? Any suggestions and hints are very welcome. Thank you for your help and keep on bricking." Well, Tanja, this was very exciting to me because I have had this thought in the past and I had never tackled it before. And right off the bat, I had some ideas of how I would do it. But as always in these videos, I want to explore more ideas and go down some alleys I normally wouldn't, just to show everything that's out there, at least everything I can find. Here are the pictures that were included. We have 2 folding staircases. These just look like stock images pulled off the internet, but I've seen this kind of thing. I don't have one of these in my house, but my parents do, and it's almost identical to this. And then here are her pictures. She's got the trap door piece and a small staircase there, and here's the entire attic. So I think we can work with this. First thing I wanted to do was gather up some pieces. I got some trap doors here. I don't have any of the kind that she pictured, but this is close enough. It's got the same dimensions. It should work all the same, and I have several of these I can use in this video. Next, I needed ladders. Now, in my Lego collection, I basically have 3 different ladders. I have tall ladders. I do have some of these with clips on both sides, but these ones have clips on one side. I have short ladders. And I have a short version of the ladder with rounded edges, which is basically the same piece as this, but I do think the newer ones look better, so we're not going to be using that for our builds. Now, with our taller ladders, this seems like the most logical thing to use, except for the fact that it's going to be hard to fold, because this needs to fold up and fit through this small opening and be able to unfold, which is probably not going to happen. Maybe if you had some sort of sliding motion, but that's not really what the original design here does. This is a 3-fold that hinges out, so that's really not ideal. It is nice that it has clips on it because you can do that fold, but it doesn't fold flat, which is okay, but it's not going to fit through that door. So I think we can pretty much eliminate this type of ladder and move on, saying that this is going to be the ladder to use in this build. Now, to get 3 folds, you're going to want 3 ladders, and the top one's probably going to be fixed to this. The bottom one will hinge down here, and the third one will hinge on the lower one like that to give you that tri-fold design. Now, the key difficulty, at least for me in this build, was what the heck do you hinge these with? Because there's not a lot of pieces with 2 clips that are very close together to make these hinge. So I immediately just started pulling out ideas. And I kind of knew which ones I was going to go with, but I'm going to show you all of them just to give you guys some ideas because you might not have the part selection that other people do. One thought was finger joints. Now the problem with these is if you're going to make ones that you can actually attach to, they don't fold flat, so that's kind of out. The traditional hinge, although you'd have to build the ladder in a snot fashion, which means it's going to get really thick. All this most mimics what you see in the picture. It's going to get really thick and it's not going to work great. I kind of abandoned this idea pretty quick when I saw how quickly that ladder got very, very wide. So we're gonna pass on that one too. We can definitely make some hinges with just basic clip designs. Here's a few. We can do something like this, which can easily take two ladders and attach them together. Now this is a bit bulky on the backside, but it does give a nice folding action. And that would work. It does crowd the stairs a little bit, but you know, you gotta take a few liberties there. This one here is just two double clips together. This will work. The problem is it's gonna give you kind of a big gap in between. So that doesn't look great. I would probably rule that one out. I'd say this one is better. And then here we have very similar to this, but it's a double clip with two of these flat ones on top. And this works pretty good too. You can kind of angle this portion back and push the stairs, closer. So that's not bad. These two are pretty similar and they both fold really nicely. So that's an option. Still not the option that I think I like the most, but an option nonetheless. And if we take our trap door, basically the way I would do this is take 4 of these just basic clips here. These are the old version. I was running really low on the new version. And we could put those up top here. And we can put our ladder up here. Take a couple of more of these, put them down below. And really any of these designs should work about the same. I kind of like this one the best. So we can attach that here. And we'll have to do kind of a double fold, which that might not be the best. Let's try the other one. See, I'm still experimenting here. I didn't get super far with these designs because I moved on to better ones. So that would work. It clears the door. It doesn't fold up real great. It's not that bad. So you can clear the door, fold it out. I do kind of like how it lines up with the bottom of the door. And you've got a ladder. I did build this little rig here that I can display these in, just to give us some openings. And as she stated in her letter, 7 bricks tall is what I made this, so that you can see exactly how this would hit the ground in her build. Not bad at all. So then there were a few other ideas that I thought would work a little better. And 3 pieces really, really caught my curiosity. I just got a bunch of these in a new Lego Day video, and I thought that would make a good hinge because it's pretty close together. Obviously, everyone's thinking the droid arm. And then there's this piece where it's got the 3 clips. It's not a very common piece, but you're starting to see it more and more. Now, I love everything about this piece except for this section here. If it was just these 2 clips, it'd be perfect. And I know in alt bricks, they do make this in just these 2 clips. I wish Lego would do that. It's very tempting just to cut this off, but I'm not going to do that because I'm going to follow the rules for this video. But anyway, let's test some of these. So let's try this here. Unfortunately, I really liked this idea, but I just could not figure out what to do with that long arm. The hinge on this is really great. It looks super clean, folds up really nicely, but those pieces are just in the way. You just got to snip them off. Anyway, so we're going to abandon that idea because that is just going to get in the way no matter how we cut it. We could definitely put it on the underside of the ladder, but it's not going to look great. So we're going to rule out that one. I did do one other design. I knew this wouldn't work great, but I wanted to try it because it was going to look so cool. And that was this here. I used a bunch of round plates with holes in them and made a ladder that folds. It folds up awesome. It looks really cool when you fold it out, but it's super chunky and it's just going to barely fit through the opening. It's exactly 4 studs wide, so the precision would have to be very close. So again, I just kind of built that for fun. I knew it wasn't going to be a lasting design, but I do love how it looks. All right, so now we're left with these 2 arms, which I figured would be the case. These were the pieces I was initially going for. So let's show you what those look like. First thing I wanted to do with this piece is I wanted to try a roll down. So I linked them together like this. And I know this was not going to be a design I settled on, but I thought it was so cool I had to try it. And basically what I did with this one, I have to slide this ladder down one in order to attach on that bottom rung. And then I can clip this right here and just roll it up. And it fits up in there really nice. You can drop it, unroll it, and there you go. I thought that was fun. This could be cool in like a sci-fi build. It's obviously a little bit too strange looking for a house, I would say, but you know, it'd be pretty cool for like a sci-fi thing to have a roll-up ladder like that. But had to try it, right? We're playing with ladders today. Okay, so now to the more serious builds. We'll get another door here because this is one of my contenders. So first of all, we're going to use this arm here and just attach 2 ladders. Now they are spaced a little far apart, but they do work really well. So we detach that just like this on the door, fold up piece number 1 first, and then number 2 just like that. And then you can drop the door, grab this ladder, pull down, and you have a nice long ladder. Let's test our height here. Looks absolutely perfect in height. So that is definitely a contender. This step is definitely a little too big, but you know, sometimes you got to make some sacrifices. I don't think it's bad at all. The droid arm, we're going to try the same thing. The first problem with the droid arm is when you attach 2 of these with droid arms, that gap is even bigger. So it's even more of a problem, but there is a way around that that makes it better than this design, in my opinion. And that is to attach it on this middle rung instead of the first one, giving you the appropriate space here. And it has an extra little benefit of allowing the ladder to kind of lock. This locks into the droid arm, and it only pivots in one position, not 2, which is kind of nice. So this was my favorite design that I came up with here. And if we incorporate it just like we did with that one, same thing here. We got these clips. This one's up at the top here, 2 clips at the bottom. I have a little plate there just to hold this when it's folded down. We're going to clip that in, and just a nice straight ladder. To fold it up, we're going to fold this portion first, and then we're going to fold this portion down like that. So it folds up nicely. You can drop the ladder, grab the bottom rung, pull down, and voila, you've got a ladder. And I really like that design. The steps are nice and even. These hinges are mostly out of the way. And really seamless, nice ladder. The angle is perfect for the 7 studs high. I like that design a lot. Now I did want to do one more where I kind of took this design and made it look as good as I can as if I was going to pop it into my city. And here's what I came up with. I changed a few colors. I was really trying to get something closer to this wooden ladder because these in your house are typically not made out of metal. They're usually wooden, although this would be an excellent design to use for a fire escape, and I probably will do that. But for this, we're going to do wood. So I used some of these in medium nougat. I thought the color was really good for this. I didn't have the clips in the appropriate color, but use your imagination. Those aren't black, okay? And then I had some droid arms in pearl silver, which I thought looked really nice. And those, I thought, really tied it together nicely. Put that here. And again, it'll fold up all the same. Fold down, pull it open. Fold up. But I did want to add one more detail. Now, the one that my parents have on theirs Has some nice metal bars here to hold on to as you go up. They're only at the top because they don't fold with it, but they're at the top, so when you get to a height that's kind of relatively dangerous, you have something to grab onto. So I wanted to add those on there, and here's how I did that. Let's go ahead and fold this down. I just took a couple more droid arms and put some of these 6 long bars on them. Now it is tight when you put these on, but it does work, and it actually works really well. They do stay out of the way, it still folds up, and it still goes through the door, but you do have to position them very carefully. If the bars are too low, they won't fit through the trap door. If they're too high, they don't look good. If they're too wide, they stick on the door. If they're too narrow, it doesn't fold. But when you have them in the right position, you can fold this up until it touches the first droid arm just barely, and the width should be like basically touching the sides of the ladder. And then you can fold this portion down like that, so it doesn't fold as far, but it still clears the door just fine. So there's your up position. Drop it down, grab this rung, pull down, and then the bars stick down through, and I think that looks excellent. Go ahead and put it in our holder here. What do you think? The angle's perfect. You could definitely fit a minifig through there. These guardrails stay in place, and then you can fold it up. Just like that. Up it goes, and you just need something to hold it in place. Drop it down, grab the bottom of the ladder, unfold, and that, for me, I think is the best I can do. So, Tanja, I hope you like this design. Everybody else, I hope you like this video. If you like this video, please like and subscribe. If you have any questions, please leave them below. I'll do my best to answer them. That's all I have for this time, and we will see you next time.